I'm not going to be much longer with y'all. I understand we need to move beyond color. I'm not about that, but y'all raised it. If you start it, I'll end it for you. Don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. But we got a problem. Black people got a problem. Now we can move to color blindness and always look at the man by the content of his character, never the color of his skin. I'm down for that. You get my vote. Yay and amen. I'm for that. But before we get there, we need to hear some truth. Black people and white folk. Black people got a problem. And it's a God problem. When black people see the world, I don't care. You can train them. You can train a black man to be a physician. You can train him to be an astrophysicist. You can train him to be a lawyer, but you can't train him to understand the world. He doesn't know. I'm telling you. There's not 2 cents worth of difference between a mass murderer. There's not 2 cents of difference between a petty thief that's locked away in prison than a black doctor when it comes to understanding the world. Listen, you listen to me. We got to deal with this. And we need to begin to acknowledge it, talk about it, ask God to help us, because only God can help black people where they are. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy. Not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa. I know you're talking about Egypt. Egypt is not Africa. There are no great cities that were built. Even before the first colonization of white people coming to the shores of Africa or the slave ships, black men built nothing. No sewer system, no houses above one level, and none of them made out of stone, all of them made out of grass and wood. Black men, before the white man ever got to Africa. The worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave it to Nelson Mandela and black folk. That was a great nation. Now, notwithstanding apartheid was wrong, we all know it's wrong. I'm against it. There should have been some other resolution, though, than turning it over to Nelson Mandela. Disease, AIDS, and crime is running wild in Johannesburg. They're killing one another over there. They're dying of sickness. The government is mismanaged. The people who ran the nation are now leaving the nation because black folk don't know how to run no nation. They don't know how, and we need to admit it. I know you don't like it, but you need to stop shucking and jiving. We got a problem. Nigeria produces oil every year, yet the children over there are hungry and pot-bellied and walking barefoot. We got a problem. You talk about the Hutus and the Tutsis. Look what's going on in Zimbabwe now with Mugabe. We got a problem, black folk. And forget about Zimbabwe and South Africa, Nigeria. Look at what y'all have done in Harlem. You can't even hold on to Harlem. We got a problem. Black folk don't understand the world. You can get mad with me all you want. You can say what you, but you can't prove me wrong. Now, I'm not saying this because I hate black folk. I'm saying it because I love you enough to tell the truth. And the only person going to ever help us get out of the situation is going to be God. There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind. He does not understand the world. He doesn't. I don't care if he learned medicine. He doesn't understand the world. He can't even hold on to Harlem. When he was here, he moved out. We got to talk to the Lord. People, we got to talk to God. And black women, Shirley Chisholm, Harriet Tubman, Coretta King, one of her boys. Yeah, okay, then we got a black president. But you black women, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna let that white woman, what's wrong with you black women voting for Barack? Don't you understand? It should have been a black room if you're going to have a black president. What's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no sense, you black women. Your men treat you like the dogs, like your dogs. They walk all over you. They make you pay the bills at home, and then the preachers pimp you in the churches and make you pay the bills. Y'all crazy black women buying these black men private jets, the tune of $50 million for a nigga to ride around in a private jet, and you talk about, look at our pastor. What's wrong with you? And what's wrong with a black man that would take that kind of money out of a poor neighborhood and buy himself a private jet? What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you voting for Barack Obama? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy. Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. But let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
And action.
My name is Mike. This is
Big Daddy.
We also call him
Mac.
and we are the
Boy.
brothers. I'm getting better at this. I don't know how to do that, so we'll have to stick with it. But anyways, so that pastor had a lot of things to say. Some of it I disagree with. Some of it I agree with strongly.
Okay, what you disagree with?
How he, I know what he was going at, but you know, I look at everybody as an individual made in the image of God. They all have their value. Everybody does. All right, so that's just how I see people. But with that being said, collectively as a group, as an American, not as a nation, I do have to. I mean, what I agree strongly with. I don't like the way he, you know, collectively, yeah, I can see the issue. As individuals, no. Everybody's, you know, they're based upon their value. Now, with that being said, With that being said, Africa as a nation, what have they produced? What have they really produced? I mean, I did a research on this. I went back in history and did a research. Now, it was a chat research, but I said, look, don't give me the fact that they gave us yams and this vegetable or whatever. Give me something that actually contributed, like the Babylonians with their mathematics, the Chinese with their sciences, even the Indians gave us something. India, the Romans, the Greeks, Carthage was probably the greatest society to come out of Africa. Hannibal in the crossing of the Alps with the elephants was probably the greatest general to come out. But I'm trying to think of what did, because it offends me as an American. It offends me for black people to say, we built this country. I'm going, no, you didn't. Just because you swung a hammer doesn't mean you built the country. It's like going into Home Depot and buying something. Well, I own the store. No, you don't. You don't own. You just bought a product. So you're here. We're all part of this team.
Right there, that example that you just tried to give. I don't see how they
just because you're a contractor and you helped with the home doesn't mean that you're responsible for that home.
Okay,
the person responsible is the guy who bought the land, got the contract, the head guy. You're just the guy there to help build the house, to help with it. Now, with that being said, you contributed. Black people contributed to America, no doubts. Agriculture in the South, in the North, they were more industrial. But as far as building the country, no, it's white Europeans. It was built off the Magna Carta. It was built off the Christian Bible. It was built by white Europeans. They're the founding fathers are the ones who built the nation, who wrote the angry letters to King George, who started the revolution, who did all of this stuff. They're the ones who built the structure and the foundation of this country. This is a white European nation, regardless of what black people want to say. Go ahead. What?
Because I'm sitting there thinking first off, I'm gonna get to it, but I'm still thinking on this example that you gave. You said just because you swung the hammer does not mean that you helped build it.
No,
the person that's swinging the hammer.
What I'm saying is the person who designed the blueprints, the person who came up with the idea, They're the ones who built this.
But everybody's playing a crucial role.
Every employee plays a crucial role in Lay's potato chips too. That doesn't mean they built Lay's. They're not the ones who invented it. They're not the ones who made up Dr. Pepper or Lay's or whatever.
Okay, but
they're just workers. They're just workers, dude.
They are still building
I agree,
what it is.
But
Yes. Now,
but not on their own. Not on their own. They're doing it with guidance. They're doing it under somebody else's instructions. They're not the ones responsible for it. The person responsible for it is the original founder. Just like Elon Musk. Elon Musk didn't build SpaceX.
Let's try this example.
I mean, he did build SpaceX, but he's not the only one there, but he's the one responsible. SpaceX only exists because of Elon Musk. Nobody else. America exists because of white European settlers. Nobody else.
Okay, so before I get to that example, with Elon Musk, he had the idea and he brought forth the money to be able to make this shit happen. Or my bad, he brought forth the money to make it all happen. But it is now sounding like you're not giving the credit to the people that was building the stuff for him.
He put the team together.
Together, and what did that team do?
Okay, they helped him. They take his. He couldn't do it by himself. I agree.
Exactly.
Okay,
so the people that was with him, his team, they did what with him?
Correct. Okay, they helped him bring his dream forward, bring his idea forward.
How?
They helped him build it.
Exactly.
Okay, but they're not responsible for it. They're just co-parts of it.
Now, I'm not gonna say that we are responsible for building America, but we also played a role.
Yes.
In building it.
Yes.
Now, as far
but
as
it's not
trying to take main credit for it.
Correct.
I'm not for that. Like we are not the main people to just gain credit like that. Like we played that role, yes.
But we
was like the workers behind the scenes. Yes, I can understand.
Okay,
that.
but you see,
no.
But you see all these black Americans all saying, "We built America. We built America." No, you didn't.
No,
it's like they're trying to take ownership of it.
The thing is, you're right. They trying to take ownership of it in a way. That's what it seemed like to me. That's what it seemed like to you. But that's what it seemed like. But the way I'm thinking of it is, they need to rephrase how they're saying it. We helped to build this country.
No doubts. Nobody's saying no doubts. And another good example, look at the black population. We're talking 13% of the American population.
I really think it's a little more.
Okay, 14%. But that's what the census is saying. I'm just going by U.S. Census figures. I can only go by what the data that I get from the government. So so I'm gonna go by 14%. That's the best data we have. 14% of the population, the maximum amount of contribution to America is 5% GDP. So the black community as a whole, as a 14% whole, can only squeeze out 5% of America's total GDP. Now, again, I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I guarantee you, if you look at the white nation, the white population by a whole, and I haven't done this, I guarantee you their gross domestic product or the contributions to the country in that framework is massive.
You know why?
Massive.
You know why?
Okay, I'm listening. I've got my smart-ass remarks, but I'll hold them off.
How many rich black people do you see that actually cares about this country?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. And that's the problem.
Now,
how many rich black people do you see that even care about their own, that are in Africa, that care about Africa?
I don't know.
There's a lot. There's a lot of millionaires in Africa, dude.
Now,
there's a ton of them.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't know anything about Africa. So any questions related to Africa, I don't.
Well,
know.
I'm just saying that. I think
I kind of don't even care about Africa because, like,
I know this.
Like,
is
I might be African American, as some people will call it or whatever. But I really don't care about.
He's actually more Texan than anything, really.
I mean, I'm here. Like, they not doing nothing for me to help me in my life. Like, it's not happening. So I really don't care about what they got going on.
Well, again, all I'm saying is there was a time, and I've preached on this and harped on this. It's just, like that pastor said, you guys need God. We all need God. I mean, it's not just solo to the black, community. We all need God. Mm-hmm. But with that being said,
especially me.
Well, we all do.
Especially me.
Paul said he was the chiefest sinner, so you're going to be fighting for first place on that one with him. But with that being said, we all, as a group, as individuals, we all need God. But as a group, you know, the black family used to be a very deeply religious family.
We used to.
Yeah,
We used
very
to.
deeply religious, very homebound, very faithful to the family unit. And if you notice, the decline of the black community is hand in hand with the decline of the black family.
I can agree with that.
You know, and that's the sad part. We had a lot of good, you know, even great black men. You know, people going into colleges and the Black Wall Street and all this stuff like that. But you know, you took away the black structure, the black family, the gospel out of the black family, which destroyed the black family here in America. Because you got to understand, the culture of America is actually the family. America is a family culture. It's not really an individual culture. It's this country. It was designed on Christian principles for the family to thrive as a unit, and we don't do that. It was families expanding west, families going out, you know, and building societies. But that's the basis of any good society, is a strong family. If you don't have a strong family, you're not going to have a strong society. You don't have a strong society, you have a weak country. We need strong families. And unfortunately, the black community does not have strong families anymore. The black family has been completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Now, you're saying it's making a comeback, which I hope it is. I really do. I would really love to see that. More black fathers being able to spend time with their children. You know, more black moms allowing the fathers to take part in their children's lives. That would be a great thing. That would be a really good thing.
That needs to happen more often than what's been going on. It really does. But I want to kind of shift this a little bit and talk about truth. You know, Pastor, he was talking about, oh, well, we need to start understanding truth, right? He was talking about the black community was needing to understand the truth. Now, my thing is, I want for the white community, I'm gonna put it like this, since everybody say the black community, I'm gonna say the white community. The white community needs to start acknowledging truth as well.
What truth should they acknowledge?
The fact that they've been lying to us the whole time for years, decades, maybe a century, about who discovered this land. Now, before you say anything,
You mean like Columbus?
Yes. Before you say anything, I really just think that let's at least start with the birth of this country. Let's start telling the truth then.
Okay. I would say with Columbus, yeah, we could probably change Columbus into some other day as far as who discovered it, because who really discovered the country if they come here and there's already people living here?
And then you're not discovering.
Right.
It.
All you're doing is.
I'm just gonna discover your TV.
Right. Hey, I discovered Mike lived in his own apartment. I discovered Mike's apartment. Well, I discovered it before you.
Well,
You know, it's almost like a first responder. I'm a first responder. What are you talking about? I'm the one that called you. I'm the first responder. I called you. You know, what are you talking about? I'm the first responder. I'm the first one that responded to the accident. Who do you think called you here? You know, so but with that being said, okay, I would say Christopher Columbus was probably the one who discovered it for Europe.
Okay.
You know, in a very loose sense, because there's Leif Erikson and the Vikings. There's even, honestly, they found Chinese anchors off the coast of California that date back to 2,000 years ago.
Who?
Chinese anchors off the coast of California that date back 2,000 years. So they were coming into California. You know, the Chinese were, according to what we found, the anchors in California.
So that means we done had different races of people here.
Well, seafarers. Yeah. But the black pastor said something interesting. He said, you know what? The African nation couldn't even make a wayfaring ship. Now they did have Mediterranean ships. They did have ships that traveled the Mediterranean, because the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, they were trading across the Mediterranean Sea. But we're talking ocean ships. You know, we're talking, and again, one of the things he said was, where's the great monuments that they built in Africa? Where's the great buildings they built in Africa? And that's a point it's a hard point to have to take. That's a hard statement that he made.
It most definitely is. Most definitely is, because, I mean, anytime I hear about Africa, like, some people, they'll say, I want to go visit Africa, go see the motherland, whatever, all stuff like that. And it's like, people will go out there for the culture, but at the same time, I'm more of a visual No, I'm talking about like the black community.
Yeah, I know, but it's not even their culture anymore. They don't even realize that it's not even their culture. Those people live totally different than you guys live here. They have a whole different.
It's not. But I mean, people still find it fascinating.
Yeah.
People still like it and want to learn about it. But
It's just it's a hard thing. You know, what do you guys think at home? What do you guys think about this stuff? Let us know what what you think. Give us your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you feel about that. Tomorrow I want to get into President Trump's 250th American anniversary in the UFC because there were some interesting things that were said about Michelle Obama.
was it said by Trump?
Huh?
Was it said by Trump?
No, it was not said by Trump. It was said by one of the UFC wrestlers, fighters.
Fine.
Who is a Trump supporter? I will say that he is. You know, well, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. Absolutely. Not because
this man is a almost diehard Trump supporter.
I like what he's doing. I think he's a great president.
Diehard Trump supporter.
With that being said, yes, I like the man. But Mac is coming over to the dark side. He's getting darker by the day, so he's coming over to the dark side.
I'm actually not. I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. And we was talking about like some of the stuff that we talk about here, and I had told him like I don't consider myself as a liberal, I don't consider myself as a conservative, I don't even consider myself as an independent, and I don't even know what they stand for. So I wouldn't necessarily just consider myself anything. It's just right now I'm really just trying to find facts, change, and let's move forward to the future and build something. But I'm just, as far as me picking which side I want to go to, I'm neutral. I'm all on my side.
You can help out in the comments. So with that being said, we're gonna let it go on this one. It's been kind of a long video, but thank you for working through it. If you like what you see, please like, share, subscribe. Also, I'm putting a link down there about buy us a coffee if you want to do that. If it's up to you whether you want to do it. We're trying to grow the channel to get our opinion out there.
I want coffee.
He wants coffee. He's had a coffee in a long time. He needs a cup of coffee.
I look like I drink coffee.
Yes, you drink coffee. What are you trying to do?
Sometimes.
I'm trying to get my play going on here. What are you doing?
Oh, my bad.
Thank you. With that being said, my name is Mike. This is Matt, and we are the Brothers. And this is the Brothers Show. Thank you for joining in. We'll catch you on the other side.